I think I'm a relatively, I don't live my life in an ostensibly vain way. Like, I usually don't wear makeup. I go out of the house a lot without having washed my hair. A lot of times I sort of purposefully don't pretty myself up to be out in public. But I think it's actually a hallmark of a time when I wouldn't look in mirrors because I didn't like the way I looked.
And when was that?
Probably in high school or sometime around then. And I'd actually cover up the mirrors in my bedroom so I wouldn't have to look at them. And I think I still avoid them. I'll look in the mirror if I'm going to get ready for like an event. You know, I'm going out, I'm going to put on makeup, I'm going to make sure this looks right. But for the most part, I think I still avoid mirrors. And then I think that the side effect is that I kind of am not grooming myself. Like, I'm not doing traditionally feminine grooming rituals. But it's not really because I don't care about how I look. It's because I don't want to have to think about it. Like, I don't want to really have it, I don't want to have my own face in my face. That I didn't grow up feeling like one feature of my face was wrong. You know how maybe women who get nose jobs feel like, oh, my nose was too big, there's always something wrong with my nose, whatever. I never felt like there was one feature of my face that was screwing up my face. I sort of expected more to be like responded to as an attractive person, and I felt like that wasn't happening in my life, and I was sort of, you know, thinking, well, I got it wrong. I'm not actually very pretty. There's something not right with how I look. And I think that's probably why I never felt like I can go to plastic surgery or something to change my face, because I was like, I don't know what's wrong with my face, but it's wrong, you know? Well, I think that, you know, there's so much lip service paid to sort of like love yourself, and you can come to terms with yourself, and then you're not going to care. And it's not that that's incorrect, but that, you know, I had so many wrong ideas about relationships and about, you know, like how or why people enter into, you know, sexual partnerships, and like I had a lot of confusion. And my confusion would not have been solved by me sitting around being like, I'm good enough, I'm good enough, I'm good enough. You know, it's like that can only go so far. I feel like it's like having real exposure to the world and having a series of experiences with men who would be affirming of I mean, I feel like that was helpful to me, to be with men who actually were incredibly, you know, generous and kind and warm. I mean, that's probably not how they would describe it, because if it's an authentic reaction, then it's not coming from their attempt to make me happy. But being around people who are attracted to me, being like, oh, this is a real thing. Being attracted to Monica is a real thing that happens in the world. And so I can stop stressing about it. I used to be kind of stressed up about growing up in a time where like Pamela Anderson was pretty much like the sex goddess, and then Paris Hilton had her moment, and kind of realizing it's such a lot of bunk. I mean, not to say they're not attractive people or they shouldn't feel bad, you know, they should feel bad about themselves, but the amount of artifice, you know, like implants and dyed blonde hair and massive amounts of makeup, and like you can put that on and in any woman and they'll be kind of approximating it. And is that valuable? Like, do I want to spend my time doing that? It's no criticism to women who have implants or women who dye their hair blonde at all. Like, you know, I dye my hair, and it's not a jab at them, but it's just sort of realizing that there apparently are people in the world who like the way I look when I do not go to those lengths to, you know, and to me that was instructive and that was affirming, and I think that played a big role in getting a little more healthy